This is CTV News with Nafisa Kareem.
Such a great feeling to be down there with the great energy, and look so forward to it every year.
Tonight, preparing for the Victoria Day Parade as others are canceled. Why organizers say it's becoming increasingly difficult to keep community parades going.
Folks now are spending savings on surgeries like spay and neuter that have just climbed exponentially, upwards of $500 to $800 to spay or neuter a cat.
The high cost of owning a pet, why pet rescues need your help to help others. Plus, Adam finds out how a 7-year-old journalist is reporting on his community from a unique perspective. Later on the Sawatsky Sign-Off. Good evening and thank you for joining us. Preparations are underway for the Victoria Day Parade on Monday, and organizers say they are worried about the future of the long-standing event. It's one of several community events dealing with higher costs due to increased safety measures. CTV's Anna McMillan has more.
We're just in the planning stage right now.
The team at Gailey Farms has been putting floats in the Victoria Day Parade since the 90s.
It's such a great feeling to be down there with the great energy, and look so forward to it every year.
On Monday, Rob Gailey's float and all the others in the parade are following a much shorter route to increase safety and decrease demand on policing resources.
Heightened awareness is definitely happening. And it's great to see some more safety protocols in place.
Those protocols follow last year's attack at the Lapu Lapu Festival in Vancouver.
We've had, guidelines and risk management and risk assessment in place for decades. And now there's an expectation for those to be raised, and they should be raised.
Kelly Curta is the executive director of the Greater Victoria Festival Society, which puts on the Victoria Day Parade and other events. She says some municipalities are implementing new safety rules and won't issue event permits if they aren't followed.
Our costs per parade are about an additional $20,000. And that includes everything from fencing to traffic control to marketing, advertising, digital boards, additional marshals, training, and time.
Some local events can't cope with those costs in an already challenging economy. The Oak Bay Tea Party and Esquimalt Buccaneer Days parades were canceled, and the Downtown Victoria Business Association is calling off Lights of Wonder due to a lack of sponsorship and aging equipment.
I think you'll see that things will come back. They may be different. But this is a great community. People love their events, and the public supports them by coming out.
Curtis says last year, the Victoria Day Parade had an economic impact of $6.5 million. She says provincial grants could help protect the parade and bring back others.
I don't want to see us lose any more of our really special events, because if we lose those, we lose the heart of who we really are.
Anna McMillan, CTV News.
The Coastal Fire Centre is lifting the campfire ban starting today thanks to cooler weather and increased humidity.
When did you start your fire today?
About 2 seconds after noon when we were allowed to.
However, the lifting of the ban doesn't necessarily mean you can have a campfire everywhere on Vancouver Island this long weekend. Fire restrictions vary by local government, and some regional districts are opting to keep the ban in place. The Comox Valley Regional District says fire departments there have opted to maintain the ban. The city of Port Alberni also notifying residents it's keeping the ban in place. It's best to check with the municipality and regional district before lighting a fire. One person is dead, another in critical condition following a two-vehicle crash on Highway 18 near Cowichan Lake. The crash happened just before noon Thursday between a semi-truck and an SUV, closing the road for several hours. Police say the semi left the road, hitting the ditch, and got lodged against trees. The heavily damaged truck also struck a residential propane tank, causing a fire, which crews were able to quickly contain. The SUV was also found in the ditch with the driver suffering serious injuries. They remain in hospital. Police say the investigation into the cause of the crash is ongoing. An island man has been sentenced to 4 years in prison after a bizarre game with a friend led to a fatal shooting. A sentencing decision from early this month shows Michael Lyer died after putting on a bulletproof vest and asking a friend to shoot him. His friend, Adam Steenbergen, was sentenced to 4 years in prison for his role in the incident from 2023. The court heard the two friends had been up all night drinking and doing cocaine before driving into the woods near Jordan River. After their vehicle became stuck in the snow, Lyer put on a bulletproof vest and asked his friend to shoot him with a pistol. Court documents show the bullet shattered bones in Lyer's chest, which punctured his heart. Documents also show this was not the first time the two friends had shot at each other while wearing body armor. 911 call takers and dispatchers have voted overwhelmingly in favor of strike action, according to their union. E-com professionals voted 95% in favor of strike action, according to vote results released last night. Workers' biggest concerns are staffing levels and the workload within E-com, which is the largest 911 services provider in BC. Prior to the strike vote, the union and employer spent months at the bargaining table unable to reach a deal. It's unclear at this point what impacts could be, but the union says the two parties are currently negotiating an essential services order and that workers would be in a position to strike once that is done. A celebration was held today marking a new agreement between Saanich and Camosun College. The two colleges have had an ongoing relationship for more than 30 years in the delivery of post-secondary educational programs taking place on the Camosun College campus. Under this new agreement, much of that learning will soon take place on Saanich territory within this facility. Classes are set to begin this coming fall under newly formed Saanich leadership.
With this new agreement, the partnership is a college-to-college relationship where for this fall moving forward, we will be the deliverers, the program leads of these credentials, which provides us the opportunity to hire Saanich faculty to join our team to Saanichize curriculum, ensuring that our programming is grounded in our Saanich ways.
Camosun College says it hopes this collaboration will create a new model of post-secondary education on First Nations territories moving forward. The BC SPCA says our current affordability crisis is pushing more pet owners to rely on pet food banks to provide for their animals, and at the same time, donations are drying up. The organization says its pet food bank has already helped more than 17,000 pets across the province since the beginning of this year, and now demand is outpacing supply. The Victoria branch has become one of the organization's busiest hubs for pet food support, alongside areas like Vancouver's downtown east side. The cost of vet care has been steadily increasing, along with the cost of food. That has meant many pet owners have had to make some tough decisions when it comes to keeping their pets healthy and fed.
Vet prices are soaring. It's happening all over the province, and so a lot of folks now are spending savings on surgeries like spay and neuter that have just climbed exponentially, upwards of $500 to $800 to spay or neuter a cat. People who had previously been donating may be slowing down on donations, and I think a lot of that is truly because people can't afford to donate money as much anymore.
The organization is encouraging people to donate unopened pet food or cat litter to any local BC SPCA branch or through its online wish lists that are shared on its website and social media channels. Hello Ferries is getting into the soccer spirit with a special new design on their vessels just in time for the World Cup. The Ferry, featuring a new FIFA World Cup themed paint job, arrived at its Vancouver terminal at Canada Place this morning. The company will be offering special late night sailings for World Cup matches at BC Place. The Ferry service expects those sailings to sell out.
We've committed to doing late nights. There's 2 8 o'clocks and 1 9 o'clock from Vancouver coming back to Nanaimo. We'll have midnight sailings coming back from Vancouver to Nanaimo, so to help islanders or other tourists that want to stay on the island. And then on top of that, there's 4 daytime games, which we've ensured that we have robust sailing schedules on those days, and the tickets are selling extremely quickly.
Hello is also making changes beginning June, including lowering the price of checked bags on sailings and increasing the amount of bicycles they can accommodate on each vessel. Some students in Surrey got to hang out with some special dogs today as BC Hydro introduces the newest members of its safety team. Okay, they're not quite dogs. These four-legged robots are named Spot, Spark, and Bolt, and they're supporting crews with inspections, substation patrols, and accessing hard-to-reach areas. The robotic dogs have built-in cameras and sensors to detect issues early before outages happen. BC Hydro says the goal of this technology is to keep workers safe while making the electrical system more reliable. Well, this next story goes to 11. CFAX 1070 is preparing for a summer of rock, and you can win big.
It's the CFAX 1070 Summer of Rock, powered by the Sax Point Pub in Esquimalt. We're so excited. We're giving away trips to Vancouver to see artists like AC/DC. Who else we got coming?
We got Motley Crue, we got Guns N' Roses, and we're going to start off with the Black Keys. They are performing May 31st.
Yeah, so starting Tuesday, you can listen to CFAX 1070 AM on your radio, on YouTube, or the iHeartRadio app between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. for the Artist of the Week. Play the game, and you could be rocking your way to the Black Keys, Motley Crue, AC/DC, and Guns N' Roses, powered by Sax Point Pub in Esquimalt. As part of the package, you will be flown by HeliJet and given overnight accommodation at the Rosedale on Robson. Still to come, Alberta gets the green light to build a pipeline.
Gives industry the time and certainty needed to plan, invest, and deliver real emissions-reducing projects without undermining competitiveness.
How soon the project could start flowing.
A cooler day today, just 14 for a daytime high, currently 13 in Victoria. A little bit breezy as well. Should see a nice little warming trend through the long weekend. Those details after the break.
Well, Josh, we're going to trust the process that there is a warm-up coming. It just feels like it's not happening quick enough for us.
No, I mean, temperatures today were a little cooler than they have been for the past few days. It does look like, though, by the end of the long weekend, we're going to see some sunnier conditions, some warmer temperatures as well. The warmest weather in the forecast, though, may hold off until just after the long weekend. We'll get to that in a second. It's 12 degrees in Victoria. There's your wind. It's been pretty brisk. We've had some showers making their way across the island. We'll show you that on the radar map in a second. Look at Port Hardy, single digits, just 9 degrees. All of these temperatures across the island below average by a number of degrees. There's your showers that have been moving through. We'll see a bit more of that through this evening. And then there may even be some spotty showers for parts of the island tomorrow. But see that little twist off to the west there? You've got this upper level low, this cooler air that's going to drop off to the southeast over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours. There's your warmer air. Nice little upper ridge that starts to push in towards the end of the long weekend and really takes hold into the middle to the end of next week. So I think there's a lot of spots around the island that'll be in the 20s, maybe even mid-20s by sort of Wednesday, Thursday of next week. The north will not be one of those spots. You're going to stay stuck in the 12 to 15 range, it looks like, for the next 5 days. As far as tomorrow's concerned, breezy, gusts to about 40 kilometers per hour, chance of a shower in the morning and then some clearing in the afternoon. Cloudy with a few sunny breaks Sunday and back to a chance of showers on Monday. And that just kind of grazes through northern parts of the island. Doesn't really affect too many other areas. Chance of a late day shower for inland areas tomorrow. For most of the day, though, just partly cloudy skies. 16 tomorrow, but back above average and back to around 20 to 22 for Sunday and Victoria Day. Monday, out on the west coast, windy, gusts to about 50 kilometers per hour. I think most of the coast is going to just be partly cloudy and about 14. There is a chance for a couple of spots to see a spotty shower, but it's just a slight chance. 15s, maybe even 16s for daytime highs into Sunday and Monday. Comox, chance of afternoon showers tomorrow. Chance of an evening shower on Sunday. Daytime hours for most of Sunday, and then again on Monday do look dry, though. A little breezy tomorrow, but that wind calms down for Sunday, Monday, and we get to about 18 or 19 for daytime highs. In Nanaimo, slight chance of a shower tomorrow afternoon, gusts to about 40 kilometers per hour, 16 or 17 for a daytime high tomorrow, and then in the high teens, looks like for Sunday, Monday with a bit more sunshine. In Victoria, 8 degrees tomorrow morning. 15 with a mix of sun and cloud. There's not a 0% chance of a shower tomorrow, but it's pretty low. A little windy. Gusts will be in the 40 to 50 kilometer per hour range, and then the wind dies down. Sunday, Monday, get a bit of extra sunshine there, and temperatures around or slightly above average, 17 to 19 range for daytime highs by Wednesday, Thursday, into the 20s for daytime highs. So isn't that the way it always works, Nafisa? Right after the long weekend is when the warmest temperatures roll in. It's not going to be a bad long weekend, though, temperature-wise or precipitation-wise.
Well, fun fact, Queen Victoria's birthday is actually May 24th, so by then it'll be toasty. Fingers crossed. Thanks, Josh.
Which is when we should be having this long weekend. We're a week too early.
We're early. It's okay. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Thanks, Josh. Now to a major agreement between Ottawa and Alberta on carbon pricing that paves the way for the construction of a new oil pipeline to BC's coast as early as 2027. It's a big move that could improve political relations, but there are still questions about the environmental impact and how that will play out across the country. CTV's Abigail Beeman reports.
This is a big step forward in Ottawa-Alberta relations with commitments for both the pipeline and lower carbon pricing.
This gives industry the time and certainty needed to plan, invest, and deliver real emissions-reducing projects without undermining competitiveness.
Alberta is pitching this as a big win, both in terms of major savings for the oil industry and progress on its long-standing push for a pipeline to the west coast to reach Asian markets. The new deal signed between the province and Ottawa puts the effective carbon price at $130 a ton by 2040 instead of 2030. Alberta plans to submit its pipeline proposal to the Major Projects Office by July 1st, and Ottawa commits to naming it as a project in the national interest by October, then work to greenlight construction by September 2027. Alberta wants to see oil flowing no later than 2033-34, but there are outstanding issues. All this is promised alongside consultations with Indigenous peoples, some of whom are vehemently opposed. There is no private proponent yet to pay for it, and the Prime Minister maintains no pathways, no pipeline, meaning the carbon capture project known as Pathways, yet the deal doesn't lay out any conditions for that to be built before or alongside a pipeline.
Coming together, making an agreement, moving forward, creating a better future for our kids and grandkids, including, I strongly going to stress this, including with respect to the environment.
And on another topic, electricity, today's deal builds on the Prime Minister's promise yesterday to loosen Trudeau-era clean electricity regulations by basically removing them for Alberta. That's all within the larger goal of doubling Canada's electricity capacity by 2050. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Supreme Court of Canada has ruled in favor of recognizing a new legal means for a victim of intimate partner violence to seek financial damages. In a split decision of 6-3 this morning, the court ruled in favor of creating a new tort of intimate partner violence. A tort is a legal term for a civil claim that allows a person to ask for damages because someone else caused them harm. The decision creates a new legal avenue for victims of intimate partner violence specifically, rather than leaving on them to rely on broader grounds like assault or battery. Coming up, junior journalist Adam finds out how a 7-year-old started reporting and publishing his own online magazine. Next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off. Finally, Adam finds out how a 7-year-old journalist is reporting on his community from a unique perspective on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Like all good reporters, Clement Gray is full of questions.
Why are you filming my feet?
And will do whatever it takes to get an answer.
Ow!
Like our prickles actually prickly.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Seeing as Clement's dogged investigations have uncovered the truth about this neighborhood cat,
That cat loves to invade houses.
and the 7-year-old's nose for news knows no bounds,
This hole's new.
the hole is new?
Yeah.
Clement's mom, Jessime Tedley, agreed to help him publish his reporting.
Whenever he, showed an interest in anything I could frame as loosely academic, we would just kind of go for it.
The magazine's title was inspired by Clement's nickname, Lemon, and the first issue featured coverage of a birthday party.
So I could tell people who weren't invited about it.
Clement reported that cupcakes were served, balloons popped, and one girl cried during a game to get a goodie bag.
But just random things will sort of catch his imagination, and he'll want to tell people about them. That's how we decide what the next one's going to be.
Seeing as Clement is on the autism spectrum and has ADHD, his process is unique.
Some guy is recording me right now,
He dictates his reporting, his mom types it verbatim, then he chooses pictures to illustrate the article before she posts it online.
Yeah, that one's good.
That one's good.
Clement has reported that deer crossing sidewalks are adorable. When his little sister falls off her bike onto the sand, it sounds like zoom, then flop. And in an article titled Bottle Butt, mums who store water bottles in the back of their pants can be both funny and fashionable.
That one was a hot one with the under 7 set for sure.
If you ask Clement why he does this, he'll tell you it's to show how fun and cool it feels to be neurodivergent.
Seeing it from a different point of view.
A different point of view that Clement is distributing in a different sort of way by printing out tiny QR codes and sticking them to little free libraries for people to find, which leads to his latest article advising readers that scanning random QR codes can lead to viruses.
Maybe potentially dangerous.
Like all good reporters, Clement will never stop searching for unique angles to report on news you can use.
I'm pretty excited.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
Well, Clement, maybe it'll be you up here someday. That is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.